This is Lucky Girl, written by Ellery Kane, narrated by Brad Oxnam and Kristin James. What's one less person on the face of the earth anyway? Ted Bundy. Prologue. A lucky girl wouldn't die like this, and she'd always been lucky. Lucky to have the kind of face that opened doors, lucky to land that killer job, to score the ungettable guy. Even now she felt lucky. When she pressed her fingers to her wrist, uncertain, her pulse spoke back to her. "I'm here," it said. "I'm here." A small comfort, even when the cold bit into her bones and the only sounds were her own. Hours ago, her captor's sour breath had stung her nostrils. "You stink." That's when he'd taken off her blindfold, untied her wrists, and led her down a hallway to a room with a shower and a vanity mirror. He'd watched while she ran the water scalding hot, so hot it pinked her skin. Then he'd seated her naked in front of the mirror and pointed to a case of expensive makeup. "Make yourself beautiful." Without protest or question, she'd complied. Already she knew better than to resist. Her defiance had left a heel-shaped bruise on her stomach that had turned a violent purple, the deep shade of an iris petal. The lipstick she'd chosen had been used before, its red tip worn down to a flattened nub. As she'd lined her mouth, dread had turned like a worm inside her. She'd done her best to ignore it and called it hunger pangs, though he'd spoon-fed her a bowl of runny oatmeal that morning. Then she'd stepped into the dress he'd given her, designer, satin with a slit up the thigh. His hands had lingered on her bare shoulders as he'd helped her zip it. Flawless. Something she had been called before by many other men. When he'd motioned to the small lens of a secret camera lodged high on the wall, she'd felt sick. "I'm going to make you a star." With that, he'd shut the lights and left her alone again to wait with the steady brag of her heartbeat and the cold, slippery feel of the silk dress against her skin. She shivered in the dark now, counting all the ways she'd been lucky. Nothing irrevocable had been done to her, nothing a good therapist couldn't fix. Others had survived much worse. Lucky girls like her thrived with book deals and Lifetime movies and political aspirations. They had husbands and children and lifestyle blogs. They took stunning family photographs envied by not—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?